doing perms right at home. But today we're not doing perms at home. We're doing highlighting, and also we're going to do a flat iron today. This client here has allowed me to use her to give her highlights, and we're going to do something a little different today. We're not going to use a frosting cap or a foiling. Actually, I can show you what they both look like toward the end. What we're going to do is we're going to do it a little differently. We're going to take her hair and we're just going to section it in the back. And we're going to take each section at a time and we're going to highlight each section. So we're going to put stripes through here, right through each section. For me, it's a lot easier. It's a lot faster when you got a business going on and you're constantly moving. For me, it works for me. I can't say this will work for you, but it does work for me, and I haven't had any problems with it. So I'm going to mix the products, and I'll be right back. What I did here with this client, I took her hair and I just combed it down. I made my first section across the bottom, and I'm going to take this. This is what my bleach looks like. This bleach is a butterscotch bleach, so therefore it's a lot nicer on your hair. It's mild. And when I put this on her hair, it's actually going to lighten up her hair. She has up to 40 minutes, so if you're slow, it's okay. But if you got time, just get it on there and be done with it. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a chunk of her hair, and I'm going to just paint that chunk, just like that. Now, people of color, I don't always recommend you go close to the roots because they're always back for their relaxers, their perms, touch-ups, whichever one you want to call it. They're back for that often, every 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Color straightens, bleach straightens. So you don't really need to go into the root that deep to get to that, to get the color down there. You just want to focus on what's going to be existing. So this is what we're going to do throughout her whole head, and then we're going to make chunking. So I'm going to show you this in a few minutes what this chunking will look like when I'm done on this back section as we get through. Okay, so what I did with this next section, I took and made a space between the last section and this section. So the last section, this section, and I'm putting the next row of color. Same way I did the first row. And I'm going to continue this all the way to the top of her head. And remember, women of color, when they're getting relaxers, perms, or any kind of chemical treatment, the hair will turn fast. So unless you want it bleach blonde, you want to move a little faster. So just pay attention to the color and what you're doing so you can get their hair to the color you want it. It'll be fine, but just want to be careful. If you notice, I'm taking another section, I'm chunking another section. And you notice I'm not going too close to her roots because she'll be back for her touch-ups or her relaxer in a few weeks, and we want to painstakingly keep it on that new growth and try to keep it away from the lightened hair. But if we do get on that lightened hair, we want to make sure we put some kind of treatment on there to keep the hair healthy from breakage and what have you. So that means you go through it and put a hair protector on that hair that's existing. Always make sure you have plenty of bleach when you get started. You don't want to start off with a little bit saying, oh, I'm too afraid to use it, so maybe I'll just mix a little bit. No, you mix enough, because the worst thing it is to run out of product and have to go back and make it, so therefore the hair is processing while you're mixing products. So now you got to move even faster to finish up where you left off, so you don't want to do that. We like healthy hair. We don't like bald hair. I've seen hair come, I've seen it go. What I'm doing now is I'm making another section of her hair, and I'm going to drop that section. And I'm going right around her perimeter there. I know I'm a bit heavy-handed. Some have already told me. But it's not intentional. It's just I'm from the old school. So I have heavy hands. Okay, so now we've made our section, and what we're going to do is we're going to start that same step over again. A lot of times around the front of the hair, because the relaxer hits his hair, this breaks off a little faster. So I don't like to focus too much on all them little baby hairs there, but I will go backwards and take a little bit from the back behind it. I like healthy hair. I like to keep it on there, as I mentioned earlier. I like to keep hair on your head, not off the head. There's always somebody out there that's a critic that says, oh, she got a baby hair. What baby hair is it there? That just ruins the whole show. So we're going to continue this whole process, and we'll be back. Alright, so what we did here is we got through most of her head, and we're finishing up the last little cube. What I did on the top is I made long squares, about a 1-inch width, and then I took and cut it down, picked it up, and colored that, which would be a lot easier to give her more coverage if she wanted to part it on the side here or part on the side there or in the middle. But if you notice, we didn't get too close to the scalp because she will be back for a perm, or a relaxer, or a touch-up, as some of you say. I have to please everybody with words. So we're finishing up the last section, and we will show you what we have done here in this whole section here. The timing for this entire process takes about up to 40 minutes. But remember, when you're dealing with hair with a relaxer or any kind of chemical treatment, hair is going to process a lot faster. So keep your eyes on it. So I'm going to show you right quickly. If you notice in the back, she is already processed. She's processed back here. And that's fine. That's okay. Up here in the top, she's okay. This will catch up because the chemical that's already on her hair will actually help this to speed itself right along. So we'll be back when we get done with this processing and let you know what it looks like when it's finished. Okay, so this is what our customer will look like in the end. When you're doing this at home, if you're doing this at home, you want to make sure your entire head is complete throughout each layer, and you should see the processing. If you notice, it's starting to turn like a honey color because the color I'm using is called butterscotch. So it is going to come up like a honey color. So if you notice, tilt your head, honey. If you notice, it looks like it's turning kind of honey gold. That's fine. You're safe. The color's doing well. Okay, hold your head up. And if you notice, hold your head forward for me. We didn't go onto her roots because she'll be back for her touch-up or her relaxer. And as I said, we want to make sure we get that relaxer right up to there. So from here on down, we want to treat with some kind of protection to allow breakage and protection on her hair. So remember, you want to not get close to the roots. It's going to grow out anyway. So you want to have that grow out time. Okay, so in a few minutes, we're going to rinse this right out, and we'll be back to show you what the rinse out looks like. And then the blow dry, and we're going to then flat iron her and bring her into a nice little style. And then you can try this at home safely.